And now we go to the speakers of the political group, starting with the EPP group. Its chair, Manfred.
Madam President of the European Parliament, Commission, President of Council, congratulations. A few months ago it would have been impossible to see Europe where we are today. A Commissioner on Defence, a white paper on defence, an 800 billion package. And isn't it funny, even the British government wants to be part of joint investments into the future of defence. So a lot is on the way. But let's be honest, we managed only the first step, borrowing money on the shoulders of the young generation and spending it poorly with national measures. That's necessary, but it's not so difficult. The big things are in front of us. We need further steps. Common procurement to save billions of euros, not only voluntarily because they had never worked, but really obligatory. We need the East Shield also as a common project. It's not only Poland, the Baltic countries who are responsible for this. It's all of us who have to finance this. We need a European flagship projects like missile defence, sky surveillance. We need a European defence pillar which is not revocable, as the founding fathers of the euro had in mind when they unified our economies. And there is another challenge. You both, Commission President and Council President, participated in several special meetings in the last weeks, in Paris and London. Not the European Council was in the lead, but a structure of the willingness of those who had the will to move forward. And why? Let's be honest. Because leaders were afraid about unanimity on the Council table. The Orban problem was solved with creating new formats where Council President was the only guest and not leading the debate. That is a challenge in front of us. And let me add, dear friends, there was this signal chat scandal in Washington. A lot of people had fun to criticize our American friends about the confidentiality of their communication. But I have to say on substance, Haggis, the defense minister of the United States, wrote there, in the Red Sea only 4% of US trade is handled, but 40% of the EU trade is handled in the Red Sea. And then the Americans have to protect the trade routes against the Houthi rebels. And let's be clear, the Americans are right with this complaint. They are right. And we are not capable to protect in this moment of time our own interests. That is the real challenge in front of us, next to the big one on the Russian side. So I would say there is still a lot to do, and we have to speed up. Because the next Trump challenge is already arriving on Wednesday, the big Liberation Day. Trump's tariffs are not about free, fair trade, they are about fear of trade, and fear is always a bad guide. We do not follow this logic. We, as EPP, say yes to the US relationship as the most successful partnership in the world. We know about the numbers. 5 billion of goods and services cross the Atlantic every single day. 16 million jobs are defending on both sides of the Atlantic on this win-win partnership. The 2nd of April is not a Liberation Day. It's a resentment day. Trump threatens the world's best economic model we have established. But what to do now? Europe is 22% of the global GDP. We are the economic powerhouse, and the US is 25%. We are equal. A united Europe, as Ursula von der Leyen described it, can defend the interests, and we have to do so. And yes, we have a surplus on products, but the US has one on the digital services. So if Trump focuses on the European goods, we have to focus on the American services. The digital giants only pay little to our digital infrastructure where they benefit so much on. And then, dear colleagues, let's act and not only wait what happens in America. Growth comes from the single market. Ursula von der Leyen mentioned the issues there, but comes also from trade agreements, so we have to finalize them. And let me also underline that Mercosur is becoming now a symbol for our readiness to engage with the rest of the world. Mercosur is becoming an anti-Trump agreement, and we have to finalize it now. And when we speak about our own actions, we have to work on cutting red tape. President Costa, it's great to hear that cutting red tape is an urgency, but I would invite you also to talk with the socialist group in this European Parliament, because they are not yet decided whether they follow the speed procedure on the omnibus in this moment of time. I hope that the socialists also recognise that finally cutting red tape is an important issue. And by the way, where are the friends of Trump in this moment of time? Viktor Orban or Alice Weidel, have you spoken with Trump in this moment of time, with Vance and Musk's on tariff? I see the populists selling their interests of the European workers in the steel automotive industry or the farmers in Europe only to get a picture with Trump. That is what I see every day, and nobody of them is really fighting for the European interests. Dear friends, we will not fuel resentment. Ronald Reagan once said, "The freer the flow of world trade, the stronger the tides for economic progress and peace among nations." That's Republican at its best. We will not give up on these words. We want a good deal with the US without losers, with only winners. Thank you.